What's going on, everyone? JJ Zachariason here. I look a little disheveled because this is an insane week. I feel like there's just so much news. This is probably the toughest start-sit show that I've ever done. So bear with me today. It's going to be a little bit rough. There's the two biggest things and the two biggest questions I'm probably going to get are related to Kendall Hinton, who is going to start at quarterback apparently for the Denver Broncos today. He played at Wake Forest. He was a quarterback there, but he's a practice squad wide receiver. I'll get to him. I'll answer some questions about him. And then when it comes to the Steelers-Ravens game, it depends on your risk tolerance because I think that there is some chance that game doesn't play at all. So just to give you an example, in a league where I'm a slight favorite, I am benching Deontay Johnson for someone like Michael Pittman. Would I do that otherwise? No, I would be playing Deontay Johnson, of course. But because I'm a slight favorite, and because of that game maybe not playing, I am playing Pittman over Deontay Johnson. So just to give you an idea of where my head's at with that stuff before I get rolling. But let's get rolling. Robbie Anderson or Devontae Parker? I'm going with Devontae Parker with Ryan Fitzpatrick back. I think he has more touchdown upside than Robbie does, who hasn't scored since week 1. Aguilar in the Giants defense or Robbie in the Jets defense? I'm assuming this is a DFS question over on FanDuel. Depends on what the rest of your lineup looks like. I would be stacking, the Falcons Raiders game. I think that's fine to stack. And if you go that direction, you can play, Wayne Gallman with the Giants D, Robbie and the Jets D. I like the Jets as a nice punt. But if I'm doing that only because of Robbie Anderson, I might just go with Aguilar. Thanks for all that you do. Pick one among a few wild cards. Half PPR, Jamison Crowder, Deontay Johnson, Josh Reynolds, Kendall Hinton. I think that you can go with Hinton there, honestly, and just take the chance because Crowder, we haven't seen him really produce. I know Sam Darnold's back, which should be good for him, but it's still a little bit risky. Deontay Johnson, you're risking that Tuesday game. I think, with all of this considered, if that game were definitely happening, this would easily be Deontay Johnson. But if you want to go with Hinton, I think it's fine. Would you flex Devontae Parker or A.J. Brown? I'd go A.J. Brown. Please rank David Montgomery, Brian Hill, Jordan Wilkins, and Matt Breida. I would probably go in that order. I'd go Montgomery, Hill, Wilkins, Breida. But I do think Breida is kind of sneaky. No one's talking about him, even though there's no Myles Gaskin. Savon Ahmed's out. Matt Breida should lead that backfield, but there are some other pieces in that backfield, like a DeAndre Washington that's probably going to get some touches, and Patrick Laird, who will get some touches as well. But I don't mind Breida this week, especially, over on FanDuel. A lot of people are going to be using Brian Hill at $5,100. Matt Breida's $4,800. Throw him in a GPP and see what happens. Are you taking out Tuesday night players out of your lineup? I already talked about that. Taysom Hill, I'm assuming that's Taysom and not Tyson. Taysom Hill, Ryan Fitzpatrick, or Baker Mayfield. I'm a little bit worried about Taysom Hill's ceiling in this game because I don't think that Denver's going to really score that much. Baker's not in the question. I think it's really down to Fitzpatrick or Taysom. I think Fitzpatrick is probably the higher ceiling and Taysom's the higher floor because of his rushing. But no super strong opinion there. PPR pick 2, Tyler Lockett, A.J. Brown, Deontay Johnson, Tyler Boyd. I am going with Tyler Lockett and A.J. Brown. Non-PPR flex, Chase Edmonds or Jalen Reagor or T. Higgins. I'd probably go with Edmonds and hope that they see that positive game script. Wayne Gallman or Austin Eckler in PPR. I think you're playing Eckler. Kalen Ballage is out. So I would assume that Eckler, obviously coming off that injury, I would assume he's still going to see a decent workload. I like Wayne Gallman a lot today, but I would lean Eckler. Happy Galladay, JJ. PPR flex pick 1, Bernard Gallman, Antonio Brown. I would probably go with Gallman for floor, but I think Brown works as well. I'm really not into Gio Bernard this week. Desperation flex, half PPR, Fulgham, Myers, Bird, or Gabriel Davis. I got to tell you guys, I love me some Gabe Davis today. There's no John Brown in that lineup. The Chargers have done really well against the slot, so that might hurt Cole. I still like Cole Beasley, don't get me wrong, but that might hurt Cole Beasley a little bit. I like Gabriel Davis stepping up with John Brown out. But among these players, I think I might go with Fulgham because of the matchup, but I like Davis a lot, especially over on FanDuel, $4,800. Gus Edwards, Fournette, or Snell, thanks. I would just go with Fournette. Cam or Taysom Hill. I would probably go with Cam. Goddard, Hooper, or Jonnu in PPR. I'm going with Goddard. JJZ, thankful for your Sunday motor. Half PPR, sit 1, Brian Hill, A-Rob, or AB. Lean A-Rob because of Trubisky. Think AB is ready for a big game and Hill seems safe with no Julio. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, we don't know exactly how that backfield is going to be divvied up. I like Brian Hill. I think he's the favorite for sure. I would probably still go with A-Rob, even though the matchup isn't great. But I think you can make a case for either of the other two guys. Bernard, Jamal Williams, or Zach Moss. I think I'd still go with Gio there. Would you sit Big Ben and Claypool for Daniel Jones and Michael Pittman? I guess, yeah. I mean, I think you kind of have to right now. Wayne Gallman or Nyheim Hines. If it's a PPR league, I'm going with Nyheim Hines because obviously Jonathan Taylor is out because of COVID exposure. Deebo Samuel or Michael Pittman Jr. I'm going to go with Pittman. Cam or Taysom. I already answered this one. Thoughts on McFarland dart throw, assuming Pittsburgh plays, considering him over Henderson? Thanks. I mean, look, because they're sort of in the same tier, Henderson and McFarland, I would actually put Henderson above him. I would just play Henderson because there's a chance that the Steeler game doesn't play. Deontay Johnson or Chris Godwin, I'd go Chris Godwin. Robbie Anderson or Allen Robinson in PPR, I get this one. I think Anderson probably has the higher floor, but I'm going to go with A-Rob. Most likely to boom this week in PPR, Isabella, like him as a sleeper, no Larry Fitzgerald. T. Higgins, don't like him with the quarterback change. Damiere Byrd, or chance it with Claypool on Tuesday night. I mean, these options aren't very good. I might chance it on Claypool. I think of those three, I would probably go with Higgins just because he's the best player of the three. But I do think Isabella is kind of interesting. But I would probably just chance it with Chase Claypool. Robbie Anderson or Chris Carson in PPR, I would go with Chris Carson. This is my first year consuming your content. It's been great. Thank you, Kevin. Pick one of these running backs with Antonio Brown at the flex or two of them and bench Antonio Brown, Brian Hill, Gio Bernard, Latavius Murray, or Chase Edmonds. I'm going to go with Brian Hill. Pick two non-PPR, Aguilar, Fulgham, Royce, or Snell. I understand the Royce play because they were talking about him getting some quarterback snaps. He's the emergency quarterback for Denver. What a ridiculous year this is. I'm going to go with Nelson Aguilar and Travis Fulgham there. Hey, JJ, thanks for doing this. No problem. Bench two, Brian Hill, Gio, AB, or Snell. I'm definitely benching Snell of those four. Probably, if it's a PPR league, I'm benching Gio. Yeah, I'd probably just bench Gio. I like AB today. I think that, he has some positive touchdown regression coming. He's been used just as much as Evans and Godwin. And, a lot of people aren't asking to sit or start Godwin and Evans, even though AB has almost identical peripherals as they have since he became a Buccaneer. Start two in standard, Pittman, Wilkins, James White. I might go with the Colts there. I hate to even ask, but pick two, Shenault, Zacchaeus, Samaje Perine, and KJ Hamler. Yeah, you're not starting anyone from Denver this week. I would probably go with Shenault and maybe take a chance with Zacchaeus. Eckler, Hinton, or Montgomery. Non-PPR, I'm going Eckler there. Goddard or Ingram at tight end, I am going with Goddard. Start two, full PPR, A.J. Brown, A-Rob, Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore. I'm going A.J. Brown, and I think I might go DJ Moore. I just like his matchup more than A-Rob. T. Higgins or Sterling Shepard. I love Sterling Shepard today. I would go with him. Seattle or Cleveland defense. You got to start Cleveland against Mike Glennon. Carr or Brady. I'm going to lean Brady there. Hi, JJ. Have loved your podcast for the last couple of seasons. Thanks. Hunt, Kareem Hunt or Allen Robinson in the flex PPR. I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt. I think the positive game script hits. That will definitely benefit him and Nick Chubb this week. Flex 2 from James White, Wilkins, Debo, Shepard, and Reagor. I'm going with Shepard. Love Shepard this week. I like him every week, really. I'm going to go Shepard and probably either Wilkins or Reagor. I think Reagor has more of a ceiling, though. Pick one, Hunt, Hines, or Brian Hill. I'm going with Hunt. Hey, JJ, I need a high ceiling wide receiver play. Would you play Sammy Watkins, Travis Fulgham, or Deebo Samuel? I mean, I would say probably Travis Fulgham is your play, but I think you can make the argument for any of those guys. I mean, if you're looking strictly at ceiling, I mean, they probably all have a similar floor ceiling type combo. Start one, full PPR. Keelan Cole, Fulgham, Gage, Mims. Love the shows. I'm probably going to go with Fulgham there. Sit one, half PPR. Claypool, Pittman, Kirk, Slayton. I think that you can bench Claypool in that case just because of the question marks with that Steeler game. Full PPR, Benny Snell versus Jordan Wilkins. I'm going Wilkins. Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. I'm going to go with Josh Allen, but love them both this week. I think they're both, top 4 plays. Cam or Taysom. I already answered this one for the third time. Please rank in PPR, Damian Harris, Jordan Wilkins, Gus Edwards, Dallas Goedert, Benny Snell. I don't know about ranking. This is kind of tough to rank, off the top of my head. I'm not going to rank Snell. I'll put him last. I will go with probably Harris, Wilkins, Goddard, Edwards. Yeah, I guess that's the way. I mean, Edwards and Snell are both kind of not playable right now. Half PPR, pick 3, Mims, Claypool, Kurt. I just answered that one. Love your show. Full point PPR. Need one from Curtis Samuel, Michael Pittman, Nelson Aguilar, or Deebo Samuel. I'm going to go with Pittman, but I think Aguilar has the most intriguing ceiling there. Curtis Samuel is actually not a bad play either. It's really tough, that one. PPR, half PPR flex, Chris Carson, AJ Brown, and Naheem Hines. I'm going to go with Chris Carson. Devontae Parker or Robbie Anderson. Answered that one earlier. I'm going with Devontae Parker. Hi, JJ, full PPR. Pick 1, Chase Edmonds, McKinnon, Samaje Perine. I'll go with Chase Edmonds there. Jordan Wilkins over any of CEH, Josh Jacobs, or Damian Harris. No, I think you can just stick with your guys there. Carson Wentz or Kirk Cousins. Opponent has Cook and Jefferson. Thanks. I mean, I guess I'm going to go with... I would go with Wentz, but all these reports about Jalen Hurts playing first-team snaps. I guess, I think Cousins is probably a little bit safer. Yeah, I'd probably just go with Cousins. The weekly question of Ingram or Gronk. Sleeper projects them to be exactly the same. I mean, yeah, I would probably go with Ingram. Full PPR start 1, Kendall Hinton, T. Higgins, Jalen Reagor, Jamison Crowder, Andy Isabella, or Laviska Shenault. I think you can risk it with Hinton. I'm doing that actually in a league with both Reagor and Crowder, but it's half PPR, so it's a little less intriguing, or a little easier, I should say. I think you can make the case to go Crowder there because it's full PPR, but we don't know what his usage is really going to look like. PPR, pick 1, Pittman, Crowder, Brian Hill, or Snell. I'm going to go Brian Hill. Playing the 1 seed, do I risk playing Big Ben and Deontay Johnson? Other options instead of DJ are Antonio. Yeah, just play Antonio Brown. You're fine. Austin Eckler, I would, yes. Any question about Austin Eckler, you should be playing him this week. Eckler, Godwin, or AJ Brown in the flex, half PPR. I would be going with Eckler there. Teddy or Fitzpatrick. I am going to go with Fitzpatrick. Hayden Hurst or Jordan Reed. It's close. I'm going to go with Hurst, but it's very close. Deebo, T. Higgins, Fulgham, Aguilar, pick 2. I think I already picked these 2. I picked Fulgham and Aguilar, I believe. Lost Jonathan Taylor to COVID. Who should I start in my flex? Pick 1, full point PPR. Jordan Wilkins, Marquise Brown, not playing Hollywood. Alan Lazard, Sammy Watkins, Jalen Reagor, or Jamison Crowder on waivers. If it's a full PPR league, I think you can go with Crowder there. Risk it with Deontay or I don't know what that is. Sorry. Can't really. I don't know what's TJE. Next question. Hey, JJ, longtime listener, longtime listener, longtime caller. Half PPR, Devontae or T. Higgins, and Chris Carson or Kenyon Drake. I'm going Carson over Drake. I don't mind Drake today, though. And I will go Parker over Higgins. Mims or Pittman, I'm going Pittman. Matt Ryan or Daniel Jones, I am going with Matt Ryan. I know that his splits with Julio and without Julio have been horrific, but I still like that matchup. He still should be fine. Snell, Wilkins, Crowder, or Reagor. If it's a PPR league, I'm probably going Crowder. If not, I'm going Wilkins. Fulgham versus Seattle or Beasley. I'm still going Beasley there. Morning from Baltimore, JJ. You haven't steered me wrong but one time this year. That's all right. I'll take that hit rate. 2 questions. Fitzmagic or Carr? I'm going to go with Carr over Fitzmagic. Antonio Brown or Jalen Reagor? I'm going Antonio Brown. Booker or Geo? I think you go Geo there just for the volume. Good morning. Full point PPR. Need one from Curtis Samuel, Deebo, Michael Pittman, Russell Gage, or Aguilar. A lot of these guys are in the same tier. I don't have a really strong opinion. I'd probably lean either Pittman or Aguilar. Aguilar for like crazy upside. Depends on what you would need. Drake or Gus in PPR. I'm definitely going Drake there. Geo, Brian Hill, Crowder, Gus, Reagor, Edmonds. I don't know. Oh, you're picking one out of these guys. I'm going Brian Hill. Brian Hill or Damian Harris. I'm going Brian Hill. PPR flex, A-Rob, Drake, Brian Hill, or Sammy Watkins. I am going with probably A-Rob. I know Jair should be shadowing him, but I'd probably still go A-Rob. But if you don't want to go with him, I'd go with Drake. I like Kenyon Drake today. Confidence level on Tuesday, not very high. So it says Juju, Crowder, Reagor, Judy. I would not be playing Judy, so this comes down to Crowder or Reagor. If it's a PPR league, I would be going Crowder, but I do think Reagor has lots of upside against Seattle. Seattle's just been a lot better with Carlos Dunlap in that lineup. Pick 2, Deebo, T. Higgins, Fulgham, Aguilar. I've already answered this question. Hey, JJ, love the podcast. Thanks. Half point. Could you pick 2 of Fulgham, Wilkins, Deebo, Landry? I like Jarvis Landry today. I would probably go, since this is a half point PPR, probably go with Fulgham and Landry. Thanks for the picks last week. JJ helped me win. Nice. Pick 2.5, Slayton, Deebo, Cole. It's Keelan Cole. Sorry, I just have to say it out loud because I don't even know why. McFarland and Anthony Miller. I am going with I'm going to go with Slayton and Debo there. But I could see Keelan Cole having a decent game. You're not playing McFarland or Anthony Miller, though. Need tight end help with Andrews out. Disley, Hollister, or Everett. I'm going with Gerald Everett. I would be shocked if Tyler Higbee plays today. So I think Gerald Everett's a very, very good play. Start Taysom Hill or Carson. And I say shocked because he didn't practice all week. Start Taysom Hill or Wentz. I'm going Taysom Hill. Hey, JJ, I forgot to say happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I hope you guys stayed safe and had lots and lots of good food. Full PPR with Mark Andrews out. Stream Tunyon or Rudolph. Sorry, Tunyon. I would go with Kyle Rudolph. Thanks much. Aguilar, CEH, or Antonio Brown in the flex. I'd go CEH. Hey, good morning from Montreal. Nice. Canadian. Can you help me finalize my lineup? Bench one in each tier. Hines, White, and Hunt. I would bench White. Diggs, Allen, Hopkins. I would bench. Wow. I don't know. I guess I'm benching Hopkins because of the Gilmore matchup, because Diggs and Allen are in amazing spots. I would try to find a way to get all three of them in my lineup, though. And then Eifert, Burton, Rudolph. I am starting Rudolph there of those three. Pick one, half PPR. Antonio Brown, Gus Edwards, Drake, Kirk, Crowder, Rager. I'm going to go with Drake. Well, just skipped forward. Hinton in the flex, or Aguilar or Pittman or Wilkins. I think in this case you can go with Hinton. Any concerns around Miles Sanders with Hurts getting first-team reps? Not really. A-Rob or Robert Woods? I think I'd go with Robert Woods. Need to drop someone to activate Eckler. I don't know who's on your team. Breida, Crowder, Boyd. I would go with, I think Breida has the best floor. Standard, Robert Tunyon or Mike Gesicki. I would probably go with Gesicki. Half PPR pick two, Higgins, Jarvis, or Corey Davis. I'm going to go with the last two. Love the podcast. Thank you. And tough spot with the Broncos news. Tight end Fant or roll out with Hollister, Cook, or Graham. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that you can start anyone in that passing attack. So I would not be starting Noah Fant. I would probably risk it with Jacob Hollister because I don't think you can trust the Saints passing attack that much with Jared Cook. Jimmy Graham is Jimmy Graham. I know he's been fine this year, but I might go with Hollister and risk it because I like that offense. And half point PPR pick two, Slayton, Debo, Myers, or Cole. I think I answered this one earlier. Maybe I didn't. I am going to go with Slayton and probably Myers, but it's close with Debo. Mims, Gabriel Davis, or Isabella. I think Mims is the safest, but I think Gabe Davis is actually, he might be my play there. I just like him a lot. I like that scoring environment a lot. Gio or Fournette in full PPR. Gio's safer for sure, but I kind of like Fournette more, only because there should be a negative game script for that Buccaneers team. And if there is, we're going to see more Leonard Fournette than Ronald Jones, more than likely. That scoring environment is just better in that game too. Flex Gallman or Parker. PPR league, I go Parker. If not, I go Gallman. What's up, JJ? Thoughts on? Randomly my chat. So I'm reading off the chat, and the chat will just skip forward. So I'm sorry that I'm missing that one. Do you like Fitzpatrick in DFS today? I think he's fine, but I'm not really going heavy on him. It's more Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, playing a little bit chalky there. I think Tom Brady's a decent DFS play in tournaments. PPR 2 of 3, Gore, Wilkins, Gage. If it's PPR, I'm going Wilkins and Gage. Half PPR, Ronald Jones, Jamison Crowder. I'm going to go with Crowder. White, Wilkins, or Breida, half point PPR, bench one. I will bench White of those three. Flex Gallman or Parker. I just answered that one. Antonio Brown, Michael Pittman, or Tyler Boyd, pick two. I'm going to bench Boyd. Brady or Tannehill. I'm going to go Brady over Tannehill. Who are you flexing in standard? Gus Edwards, Brian Hill, Austin Eckler. Definitely Austin Eckler. Half PPR, Rager or Aguilar. I think that I would go Aguilar. Mayfield or Bridgewater. I'm going Bridgewater. Wilkins and Bridgewater has the revenge game. You got to go Bridgewater against Minnesota. Wilkins or Brian Hill in non-PPR. I'm going to go Brian Hill. Packers D or the Seattle D. I'm going Packers. Eckler or Gallman. I will go with Eckler. Flex Rojo, AB, or Landry. I'm going to go AB. Hey, from Scotland, start Drake or Mostert in half PPR. I think you can go with Drake just because we don't know exactly what Mostert's workload is going to look like. But obviously, I wouldn't be shocked if Mostert does better than Kenyon Drake today. Should I play Deontay Johnson or should I replace? I would replace Taysom Hill or Daniel Jones. I'm going Taysom Hill. CEH or Moss. I'm going CEH. CEH or DJ Moore in a full PPR. I think you can make the argument for Moore for sure. Bernard or Hill. I'm going Hill. What is Hinton's ceiling this week? I'll say 15 points. That's a realistic ceiling, 15 to 20 points. What's his floor? I mean, probably 5 to 7 points. So I think that he's a lower ceiling, higher floor play than people are giving him credit for, because what we're probably going to see is a lot of runs from him. Rank and half PPR, Eckler, Godwin, Deontay, AB. I'm going Eckler, Godwin, AB, Deontay. Pittman, T. Higgins, or Edmonds. I'm going to go with Pittman there. Drake or Mostert, just answered that one. I'm going Drake. Need crazy upside, Taysom or Rodgers. I think Rodgers is the one who's going to give you the crazy upside. Sorry, I got to take a sip of water. JJ, seems like you're down on Gio. I am down on Gio. Volume not worth chasing there. I mean, it depends on who you're starting. I think that Gio, like if you're looking at Brian Hill, Naheem Hines, Wayne Gallman, I'm playing those guys over Gio because I like their environments more. But if you're doing, this question asks Gio, Hinton, Boyd, Rojo, Henderson. Yeah, I mean, I think that you can make a case for Hinton as an upside, more of a, no, I shouldn't say upside, but more of a stable play almost. But the only reason why it's not stable would be because we don't know exactly how many snaps he's going to take under center. Yeah, I mean, I would go with Gio there. Standard league, Godwin or Aguilar or Robbie Anderson. I'd go Godwin in a standard league. Wilkins or Gore. I think I'd go with Wilkins. Hey, JJ, I like Moss over Gio because of probably a similar split workload, but Moss locked in goal line work. Yeah, that's fine. Assuming Ben plays, we can't assume Ben plays. Like that's the problem with that is it's on Tuesday, right? So by the time Tuesday hits, you don't have anyone else to go with. So this is down to Fitz or Taysom, and I think you can go with Fitz. I think it's just a little bit of a safer bet because the game environment's probably going to be a little bit better. Hinton in the flex or Aguilar or Pittman or Wilkins. Obviously, anything with Hinton, guys, is going to be up to your risk tolerance. I think in this case, I would probably play him. I think that it's worthwhile enough and it's fun. Any concerns around Miles Sanders? No, I just answered this one. A-Rob or Bobby Woods? I'm going Bobby Woods. Breida, Crowder, Boyd. I am going Breida. I think it's close, though. I'm going to scroll down a little bit because it looks like a lot of these are duplicates. Love the podcast. Thank you. Newton, Hill, or Tannehill. I am going to go with probably Cam there. Full PPR flex, Breida, AB, Hinton, or Myers. I'm going AB. Do I drop Matt Ryan to pick up Cam or Fitzpatrick to start today? Other options to drop Madison. If you have to drop someone to do it, I probably wouldn't do it. I would just play Matt Ryan. Need to start one, Curtis Samuel, Tyler Boyd, or Josh Reynolds. I am going to go with Curtis Samuel. Is Wilkins good? He's fine. Nick Chubb or Naheem Hines? You're going Nick Chubb. Hey, JJ, which two would you pick of Carson, Sanders, or CEH? I would be benching CEH of those three. Assuming Ben plays, I already answered that one. Fading all Pitt, Baltimore players. Guess you think the game will be canceled or post? No, I don't think. Guys, this is all a game of probability, right? So there's a chance the game plays. There's also a chance the game gets canceled, right? But if there's a 30% chance, let's say, that the game is canceled, then you're going to want to play another player for those guys on that team or on those teams because the player that you would be replacing them with likely is going to get X amount of points or a point total that's going to come close to a guy like Deontay Johnson or Chase Claypool, etc. So it's a safer play to play a guy like Michael Pittman, like I talked about at the start of the stream, over someone like Deontay Johnson. But if you have no one that you can start, if you have like Zacchaeus or something over Deontay Johnson, I think you can make the case to just wait and play Deontay Johnson. So I am not assuming that game is going to be canceled. I'm doing this from a standpoint of probability. Drake, Mostert, Eckler, I'm going Eckler. Which Samuel, Curtis or Debo? I'm going Curtis. Rudolph, Fant, Hooper, or Jordan Reed? I would go with Rudolph. CEH or Gallman? I would probably still go CEH, but I understand if you don't want to do that. Is Tyler Boyd worth a play this week? I don't like him that much. T. Higgins or Debo? I'd go Debo. Rudolph, Reed, or Everett to replace Andrews? I would go with Everett. I think that there's just a little bit more upside there than Rudolph, but I mean, you can go in any direction here. Rojo or AB at the flex. If it's a PPR league, I'd be going AB. I'd probably go AB regardless. Assuming Ben plays, pick two. Again, I already answered these. Guys, I'm sorry that I'm not getting to these right away, but don't ask them over and over again because it just gets crushed, or the other people that are asking questions get crushed. Rager or Snell in PPR, I'm going Rager. Gerald Everett or Austin Hooper, I am going Gerald Everett. Chubb or Henry, I'm leaning Henry. Just because of the way that they've been using Kareem Hunt, especially close to the goal line. Cup or Eckler in full PPR, I'm going Eckler. Benny Snell or Montgomery, I'm going Montgomery. Cam, Fitz, or Tannehill, I am going with Cam, I think, but I think Fitz is pretty close. Need 2 PPR, Juju, Claypool, Hines, Gallman. I am going with Hines and Gallman. Matt Ryan or Tannehill, I will go with Matt Ryan over Tannehill. Eckler, Mostert, or Brian Hill, I'm going Eckler. Aaron Jones or Eckler, I'm going Aaron Jones. Just lost my spot again. Big Ben or Carr, I'm playing Carr. I would be playing Carr over Big Ben regardless. Melvin Gordon or Jamison Crowder, I would go Jamison Crowder. Samuel or Robbie Anderson, I'm going to go. I don't know what Samuel you're referring to, but I think regardless, I'd be going with Robbie Anderson. Pick 2 in PPR, Zach Moss, Austin Eckler, Mike Williams. I'm going to go with Eckler and Mike Williams. Gallman or Eckler, I'm going Eckler. Wilkins or Snell, I'm going Wilkins. Aguilar, Deontay Johnson, all things considered, I'm going Aguilar. Gore, Hill, Pittman, Moore, I'm going Moore. Half point, Juju or Snell, or drop one for Hinton. I wouldn't want to drop one of them for Hinton. If you can drop someone else to not play those guys, that's fine, but I guess you got to risk it. James Robinson or Hines in half point PPR. I'm going James Robinson. Fournette, Breida, or Wilkins. I think that I'm going to lean Fournette there if it's a PPR league. Bench 2 in full PPR, Michael Thomas, Eckler, Robbie Anderson, Mike Evans. Not benching Eckler. Probably benching Thomas and Anderson. Please answer this PPR. Pick 3 of 5. Crowder, Higgins, Fulgham, Goddard, Brian Hill. I'm playing Crowder, Brian Hill, and Fulgham. I might go Goddard over Fulgham though. Just depends on I'd probably go Fulgham. Eckler, Shepard, or Pittman. I'm going with Eckler. Brian Hill, Wilkins, or Zach Moss in non-PPR. I'm going Brian Hill. Jacoby, Snell, White, Wilkins, or Juju. I am going to go with, if it's a PPR league, I think you can go with Jacoby, but if not, I'm going Wilkins. Gronk, Reed, or Everett in half PPR. I'm going Gronk probably. Browns or the Giants defense. I'm going Browns. Hooper or Jordan Reed. I'm probably going Hooper. Myers or Boyd. I think you got to go with Myers. Pick 2 for wide receiver, Allen Robinson, Rager, or Shepard. I think I'm benching Rager there. Hey, JJ, you're killing it. Who would you pick between Hill, Rager, Hinton, Edmonds, and half point? That's the first question. Sorry. Hill, Rager, Hinton, Edmonds. I'm probably going Hill. Half point, Wilkins or Fulgham at the flex. If it's a half point, I think Wilkins is a little bit safer, but I'd probably play Fulgham. Ronald Jones or Deebo Samuel or Nelson Aguilar in PPR. I'm going to go with Nelson Aguilar and go for that upside. Who to start in half PPR? White, Harris, Rager, Hinton. I am going to go with Rager. I'm going with Hinton. Sorry. Hey, JJ, first year playing in fantasy in the UK. Thanks for your advice. 2 from Taysom Hill, Bridgewater, Rivers. I am going to go with Taysom and Rivers probably. Then Godwin or Antonio Brown. I'm going Godwin. Curtis Samuel, Fulgham, or Mims. I'm going to go with Curtis Samuel. Carr or Cousins. I'm going Carr. Bridgewater or Wentz. I'm going Bridgewater. Fitzmagic, Wentz, or Ryan. I'm going Ryan. A-Rob or A-B. I'm going A-Rob. Pick 2 non-PPR, Montgomery, Hunt, Gallman, Snell. I am going with the first 2. Pick 2, Christian Kirk, Mike Williams, Nelson Aguilar. I am going to go with the first 2. Goddard or Reed. I kind of like Christian Kirk today, by the way. Goddard or Reed. I'm going to go with Goddard. Do I chance Juju or go with Kirk? I would just go with Kirk. Fitz or Matt Ryan. I am going to go with Matt Ryan. AB or Parker. I'm going to go with Parker. Breida, Snell, or Harris. I think you can risk it with Breida since this is a PPR league. Hey, JJ, pick 1 in PPR. Gage, Keelan Cole, or Pittman. I will go with Pittman there. Hinton or Deontay Johnson in the flex. I'm going with Hinton because of that game on Tuesday, maybe being postponed. Make or break week. Need your guru advice. Rodgers, Ryan, or Daniel Jones this week. I would go with Rodgers. Do you trust Breida or would you go with Drake or Rojo? I would go with Drake. I know you're against rankings, but wouldn't this be easier if you had rankings? No, because these are flex questions. And I think that there's a lot of importance when it comes to context, etc. That's one of the main reasons I don't like rankings, but I don't want to rant about that right now because we only have a minute left. Godwin or Gallman. If it's a PPR league, I would probably go with Godwin. Giants or the Browns defense. I'm going to go with the Browns defense. If you could have any current NFL, all right, I'm not answering that question. Disley, Rudolph, or Reed. I am going, or Everett. I think I'd go Everett. Darrell Henderson or Matt Breida in a half PPR league. I think I'd go with Breida. I just think there's more of a volume ceiling there for him. Hinton or Crowder, I'd go Hinton. Snell, Eckler, or Gus Edwards, I'm going Eckler. Ridley or Justin Jefferson, I'm going Ridley. Hinton or Antonio Brown in the flex. PPR league, I think you can go with Antonio Brown, but I think it's really close. I mean, it depends on what you can stomach. Anderson or Mostert. I think I'm leaning Anderson if it's a PPR league, just because we don't know what that workload's going to look like. Last question, Kyle Rudolph or Eric Ebron? You're going Kyle Rudolph. Again, just to reiterate, I don't want to risk that Tuesday game if I don't have to. And those two guys have similar outlooks anyway. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. I am on Twitter at LateRoundQB. Feel free to ask me some questions on there before lock at 1 p.m. Big thanks to my producer, Calvin Theobald, who is awesome and lets this thing run each and every week. Otherwise, guys, good luck this week, and I will talk to you on Tuesday.